Right, just gonna finish putting this in here. All right, now, pesto. All right, everybody knows about pesto. It costs a lot of money. You buy it in a little jar. It's fashionable, you know, and what's this? $4. Ridiculous. Because I mean, most people, you put it on pasta, you put it on a little linguine and stir it in, and then you put cheese on it, and the waiter charges you $12. All right, let's show you how to do it. Most pesto is made out of basil. Basil, call it what you will. And in Italy, they put it in a mortar and pestle. This is an Italian mortar and pestle made out of olive wood. This is an olive tree. Look, it was this round to start off with, see? It was that round, and it came off a tree, and they cut bits off and made a bowl, because the olive trees died, and they couldn't grow anymore, so they did. But they do this with a mortar and pestle, and garlic, and pine nuts, and that's how you do it. There are quicker ways to do it, all right? You can do it in a little marble one if you want, but the easy way to do it is to, and it's not reckoned to be kosher amongst the gourmets, but we're not always being good. Sometimes you want to do it in a hurry. Put some basil into the food processor, put some pine nuts in. You want about 2 cups of basil and about 2-3 tablespoonfuls of pine nuts. Depends how many cloves of garlic you want. I'll put 2 in there. That's all we got to do. Now, you give that a little whiz to start off with. Just put the lid on and give it a quick whiz until it stops. Aha, see? It stopped making that graty noise, because that means the nuts are all chopped up. All right, we want to put a little bit of olive oil in there. Pour that down, about 3 tablespoonfuls of olive oil. See how it goes down that hole? There's a little hole in the bottom, and it's supposed to run down there, and it isn't. I thought there was a hole in the bottom, but it isn't, so we'll pour it in there while it's running. All right. A little bit more. And we've made pesto. Now, it needs a little bit of cheese in it. Now, if you're going to keep pesto, when you've got a lot of basil in the garden, put it in the freezer, not with the cheese in, because the cheese doesn't freeze. Otherwise, just get a bit of this, put that over there out of the way from it. A bit of Parmesan cheese, and if you can't afford Parmesan, then get Asiago, A-S-I-A-G-O, which is cheaper. Here, bang, bang, bang. Suddenly it's made. Now that's what you do with pesto. What are you going to do with this pesto you make, all right? What are you going to do? You haven't always got linguine. Well, you can put it on the pasta, as I say, or you can get a bit of chicken. I've made this before, because you don't want to see me cook chicken. I just want to show you. You can make chicken, and you can put that in there, and you just put a little bit of pesto on the top of the chicken. Or, even better, pesto, you can make an omelette with it. Now let's make an omelette. Here we go. Here, try and make an omelette in a hurry. 1 egg, 2 eggs, missed the bucket. There you are, 3 eggs. All right, now, the secret of making an omelette is half an eggshell full of water for each 3 eggs, like that. All right, that's what you do. You just beat it up, give it a little beat with anything that you've got to hand. You put the fire on under the pan. You get a little bit of butter or olive oil. I like butter. I like butter for omelettes. You dump that in a hot pan, and you really, really quickly, see if I got a fork in here. Here's a fork. Let the butter melt. All right. Pour in about half the eggs. You've got the right proportions. Half the eggs, like that. Make a nice little omelette. Do this with it. Now watch. Round and round and round, like that, until it just shakes out. And then leave the heat up high. Get yourself a plate. There's a good looking plate. Right, a good looking plate for a pesto omelette. Here's our omelette. We get a little bit of our pesto. What did I do with the pesto? I put it over here, and put it across the omelette like that. Just not too much, just enough. And then pick up your omelette like this, fold it over, and get underneath it. Now watch. That comes up, and we just flip it over the top, and we've got a pesto omelette. Take out a little bit of toast. This is bruschetta. Get some more of the pesto. Put that on it. You've got a whole range of Italian. I mean, that took us, what, 6 minutes to do? You can make anything you want to do. Just get on and do it and have fun with it. I'll be right back.
Furniture to Go, weekdays at 5 on TLC.
We can read in the Bible of his birth in a stable, his youth in Galilee, his ministry, trial, and death, then of his glorious resurrection and ascension. But is nothing more written of him? Consider for a moment the glorious possibility that there is more written. Did he not speak to his disciples in the Holy Land of other sheep that would hear his voice? What of their record? The Book of Mormon, another testament of Jesus Christ, contains the account of his appearance in ancient America following his resurrection. The prophets of these other sheep testify of the divinity of the risen Savior, for they saw him and felt of his hands. A copy of this sacred record could be yours. It's a free gift when you call this toll-free number. As the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we have two records that serve as witnesses of the divine mission of the Savior. You have the Bible, but do you have the other testament of Jesus Christ? To receive your copy, simply call this number. The book is free and there is no obligation. To read of the Savior's teachings and tender ministry among these people of ancient America recorded in the Book of Mormon, call this toll-free number now.
Welcome back to the Pesto Show, all right? Pesto, P-E-S-T-O. Everybody knows it's expensive. Now, basil's expensive, even if you call it basil, and pine nuts are expensive. So let's do a different way, some for winter pesto. First of all, I'm going to show you something else you can do with it. I'll put in a little bit of chicken in this pot to cook. A little bit of olive oil or a little bit of water. You can poach it. I mean, poached chicken is nice. Even nicer is sort of half poached chicken. What I mean by half poached, well, I'll show you. I'll put that into the pan, the chicken. Turn it all around so it gets coated with hot oil. Okay? And then as soon as it gets going like that, put a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt on it, just like that. And then a little tiny splash of water. Just leave it up and you forget about it. It'll sort of half cook. The water will steam it, the oil will flavor it, and in no time at all you'll have this nice flavored chicken, which you're going to do with this pesto. Now look, say it again, you don't have to use basil. You don't have to use expensive pine nuts. You can use watercress, or you can use Chinese parsley, cilantro, which is dirt cheap and is there all winter in most China, in most corner stores. You use spinach if you want to, or if you're really stuck, then use ordinary curly parsley. Okay, but we're not really stuck today. So what we'll do is do it the way I like, really like this nice, nice Chinese parsley, and we just put it into the food processor. We want garlic, because you have to have garlic in there. Put in a couple cloves of garlic and some walnuts instead of pine nuts. Roast the walnuts a little bit, they have a nicer taste. So we put in about 3 or 4 tablespoonfuls of that. And all you gotta do is put the lid on and press the button. If it won't go down, then poke it down a little bit. And stalks and all, the stalks have a good flavor. And then give it another squirt. There it goes. It's starting to go now. We'll put in a little bit of oil. Now, normally, when you're making a cheap pesto, I put in peanut oil, because peanut oil is cheaper than olive oil, but I haven't got any peanut oil today. So but you can use whatever you like. We are cooking simple way, doing the best we can with the things that we can find, the things that we've actually got. There it is, look, it's turning into pesto. Look, all that nice squidgy stuff. All right, now cheese. There are alternatives to expensive Parmesan. I've got Asiago. This is a nice one. The brown is the one, the brown skin on it is the one that comes from Italy. So we just get a lump of Asiago, which is half the price of Parmesan. And if you couldn't find Asiago, you could put a bit of cheddar in there. Drop it in, give it a whiz, and suddenly we've got another pesto that we made. This is a slightly different color to the original one, but it's nice. You can also, I tell you what we'll do. Tell you what you can do. I mean, we've done it this way, all right? Let's give it another slight change and put in a bit of ginger. You don't have to put ginger in, but ginger in it is a lovely thing, particularly if you, there it goes. Yep, particularly if you're gonna cook it, eat it with meat. And this little bit of chicken, see how see in this pot here, the little bit of oil is just coloring the chicken and making it shiny. And we've got our nice little bits of chicken cooked up. We put pepper on it, we put salt, don't put any other flavor on it. We find ourselves a nice plate, a nice looking plate. All right. And when you're gonna cook, I mean, just remember that what you're doing is making something for people to sit down and enjoy. And there's not much fun if you can't sit down and enjoy it too. So don't panic. I know I look as if I'm panicking sometimes, but it's because I get so energetic. I want to show you how to do stuff. And I say there's all kinds of alternatives. You can do pretty well what you like. So here's our bit of chicken. Look, see, we'll turn the heat down on that now because it's starting to brown. We'll make sure it gets properly cooked all the way through. And it's going to look so pretty. There's our cooked chicken. Yep. There it is. Make sure it's cooked in the middle. See, you can always break a bit apart. And there's a little bit there that's not cooked. All right. Cook it until it is cooked. Make sure it's all properly cooked because chicken is one of the worst things there is for, one of the worst things there is for getting something called salmonella. It's the way they have to cook chicken, they'll treat them sometimes is, so be careful that the chicken is good and well cooked. Make sure you wash your hands after you've played with chicken. Make sure you wash the board. Be really careful about it. But here we are now with our bit of cooked chicken. We put this pesto on a plate, and instead of putting it on top, let's put it in the middle. I mean, get creative, get decorative, because if you do nice things with chicken, people will, even do nice things with anything, people will like to. So pat that down a little bit. Let's get out little bits of chicken and spread them around. This is the sort of fancy restaurant stuff. But you can, no reason why you shouldn't do this at home. Be nice to your family, be nice to yourself. Put it around there. Suddenly, you've got a cheap pesto, you've got something different. It's chicken again. You've got something nice, and you want to make it look great. Well, then put a couple of sprigs of watercress on it. That's all you got to do. It's really easy. You're doing what you can with what you've got to hand. I'll be right back.
TLC Daytime. New shows. Essentials keeps you looking good and feeling good. A Wedding Story invites you to a different ceremony every day. Dream Living gives you an inside peek at some stunning homes. 3 premiere series, all new episodes of Great Country Inns, and the return of Simply Style and Lynette Jennings. It's TV with a personal touch, beginning September 30th on TLC.
When the rain didn't stop for 12 hours, I didn't think it could get any worse. Then when the floodwaters came and washed away everything we'd worked our whole lives for, I still didn't think it could get any worse. Then when the waters receded And all I wanted to do was pick up the pieces. That was the worst. I forgot. Our homeowner's insurance doesn't cover floods.
Flood insurance from the National Flood Insurance Program covers you from the damage caused by floods. Call now, because while most disasters in the United States involve floods, most homeowners' policies don't cover flood damage.
How are we ever going to pay for this?
Flood insurance is easy to get. Just call your insurance company, agent, or this number. The National Flood Insurance Program. We can't replace your memories, but we can help you build new ones.
Welcome back to the pesto show, right? We made a lot of pesto. What do you want to do with it? Keep it in the freezer. Best way is to put it in ice cube trays, freeze it, then put the little cubes in the Ziploc bag, then keep it in the freezer. Okay? That's the best way to do it. Now, we've done fancy things. We've done it, we've been through pesto, omelets, a little bit of chicken, a little bit of bruschetta, a little bit of stuff. Let's make a pesto salad. You've got this in the freezer, all right? So we just cut the heart out of this piece of chicken. This is pretty. You don't have to use a red cabbage. In Italy, they use something called radicchio, which is nice, a red lettuce. Or if you haven't got a red one, use a green one. But the red one is nice. I'll show you why. Because what it does is make the color, make the contrast. And this is a really inexpensive, really quick thing that you can make. You've already got the pesto made, and we are now cutting a bed of nice shredded cabbage, all right? Shred it all up. Make it, look, let me show you. Look at the texture suddenly coming out of that, all right? Now, make that into a great salad and put that there. Now, we'll get ourselves some pesto. I'll put that over there for a minute. We've got our pesto. Let me get a bowl to work in here. We'll put about 2 tablespoonfuls of pesto, 2 or 3 tablespoons of pesto in this bowl. All right. We'll put in with it some canned white beans. If you've got proper fresh beans you made yourself, that's nice too. But I got canned ones. Don't forget, when you open the canned beans, wash them off well and dry them, because then they taste better. So we'll put the beans in there and mix it all around. Just mix it all around, and then we'll put in with it a can of salmon. If you haven't got salmon, use tuna. But a can of salmon, nothing wrong with canned salmon. It's a very good thing to have. Now, mix it all together, all right? Mix it well together. Put with it some lemon juice. Lemon juice, pips in there, so squeeze it through your fingers. That's it. So that the pips come out, you can get rid of those. And we want to put in some cherry tomatoes. Let's put in, we just cut them in half, and just cut them so that if you've got big tomatoes, then you can use big tomatoes, You don't have to do it the way somebody else says, not even the way I say. If you've got a bright idea, get on and do it, because that's what this show is all about. It's you and me cooking what we like. That can go in there. And we've got a little bit of onion. All right, cut an onion in half, and then put the flat side down so that you can get a good go at it and it won't rock about and cut your fingers. So all you got to do is cut it crosswise. Now look, we've cut the crosswise, we'll turn them up this way, and we'll cut them down there again, like that. And then we turn it around again and cut it that way. And we've got diced onion. Very easy. So we'll put that bit of diced onion in with the salad. And we have got our salad almost ready to go. We've got the bed of cabbage there. All right, we've got a little bit of pesto in here. We'll put a little bit of olive oil in, just to make a couple of tablespoonfuls, just to make it all hang together. And we want a little bit of salt, because there's not much salt in the salmon. All right, there's just no salt in the salmon. We wanted to have a little taste. We didn't put any salt in the pesto. We want a little bit of pepper. And if you can think of anything else that you might like, if you want to, like the fresh basil, or the cilantro, these are the flavors you want to really come through. So we toss that lot together just to blend it. You don't want to make a mush of it, but you want all the flavors. I mean, that's what cooking is all about. Cooking is flavors. They're not just touching one another, they're coming together, they're getting married. I've said that before, le mariage. It's making the flavors just touch one another. And so we'll make that into this salad, and then what we do, let's put those around here just to make you look good about it, make you feel wonderful. I mean, this is such an easy thing to do. This is the kind of thing you can really brag about. This is the kind of thing you can really brag about, okay? Beans, pesto, salad, put it in the middle, make it, pile it up, and let all those lovely colors come up, all right? And you have got a salad with a great big lump of bread. You get a big, thick slice of bread, and you put that there, and you give everybody a big slice of bread and a glass of wine or a glass of apple juice, whatever you want. You sit down and you do it. Pesto, very good, very quick, very easy. I'll be back.
Dead easy and indecently delicious. Peasant's Choice Cookbook with more of the best recipes from the Urban Peasant. Over 200 of James Barber's simply and downright sinfully wonderful dishes. Everything from six-pack stew to samosas, plus full-color photos, behind-the-scenes shots, cooking tips, and amusing anecdotes by James. Peasant's Choice, just $16.95 plus $4 shipping and handling. To order, call 1-800-561-9966. Ask for Operator 6.
It's not surprising that for all the different tastes that people have, there are as many ways to cook. And with state-of-the-art cooktops, fast-cooking convection ovens, and easy-to-clean sealed gas burners, cooking's never been more appealing. What might surprise you, though, is that all of these choices are now made possible by Kenmore. Shouldn't you consider the brand that's already at work in over 1 out of 2 homes in America? Kenmore. Come see the innovative side of Sears.
Coming up, get creative. Make fun, useful things for around the house. Debbie Stapley of Crafts & Company shows you how. Then, get into gardening naturally with Barbara and Elliot right here on TLC.
Tonight on Real History, air disasters in Washington and Manchester. They fought for their lives, struggled to stay afloat in freezing water, crawled through the smoke, and discovered they were the only survivors. Tonight at 9 on TLC.
Pesto, all right? It doesn't have to be linguine and pesto, and you don't have to get it in a restaurant. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Look what we did. We did it with an omelette and some bruschetta, which is toast if you like, and we did it with chicken, a different way with a different kind of pesto. And we did it another way of chicken. We did the chicken, you know, in a sandwich, the breast, which was cut nice and slim. We did it with a piece of fish. Nice, but it doesn't have to be salmon. You can do it with codfish. You can do whatever you happen to have there. Pesto tastes nice with it. And finally, we made that absolutely spectacular salad. Now that salad, it looks great. This is going to go oohs and ahs at every dinner table you put it on. But it was a can of salmon. It was a can of beans. It was a cabbage that cost every 29 cents a pound. Chop it up nice and thin. And we mixed it, and we did. And the blending agent, the thing that brought it all together, was the pesto. We froze some pesto. You know, we've done all kinds of nice things with it. Nice. Pesto tastes good. That's the top and the bottom of it. There's nothing easier to substitute than nuts. When it says almonds and you haven't got them, use pine nuts, walnuts, use all these things, hazelnuts. Just put in what you feel like, what you've got to hand. Well, that was it. That's a good show. I liked it. I had fun, and I hope you had fun. It's very easy. You just do the best you can with what you got. That's the Urban Peasant way to cook. You like it. I like it. Nice.
Next on TLC, Would you like to express your creativity while making something useful for your home? Join Debbie Stapley of Crafts & Company. Then, get into gardening naturally.